great opportunities faster. That's whether you're working or not. I do that through professional branding and effective networking and communication skills. Today is Career Happy Hour. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Well, actually, it's almost 3 o'clock somewhere. And I'd really like to know if you all can hear me. I'm broadcasting in an undisclosed location here in at the Oregon coast. I was just out trying to find some Wi-Fi so I could connect with the community and let you know I have some thoughts to share with you today. So if you could share this broadcast with somebody you think might find it valuable, you can certainly put down into the chat any sort of questions you might have. So if you're there, let me see, I'll type something in the chat. I'll just say hello. It may or may not work here, folks, on LinkedIn, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll go ahead and type something in the chat. I've got this on my phone, so good. It's working to that. If you can hear me, just let me know in the chat that you can hear me. We're starting a little bit early. I'm going to take this as long as it takes for my battery to die. I think I've got about 65, 70% battery, so we'll see how long we'll be able to go here. It is good to see you. It is Career Happy Hour. I will answer any questions you have about resume, networking, market planning, that sort of thing. So if you have a question or need some support, by all means, let me know in the chat. It's going to be problematic to do the live coaching here today, so it might be the kind of thing that... I'm sorry, I'm trying to see the chats as they come in, and it's kind of hard to do that. Let me see here. Where's the chats? Chats. Hide. Good. Good. Okay, Joe, you can see me. Can you hear me? So you can see me. Can you hear me? Let me just make sure that the audio is working okay here today. So yes, I am on vacation. I had anticipated actually recording a video for you for today, but instead you get me live from a parking lot at an undisclosed location near my near my vacation spot here at the Oregon coast. It's a beautiful day, overcast, kind of warm. I apologize for the setting, isn't as professional as we normally have. So that's good. Awesome. Sorry, I keep hitting the wrong button there. I'm trying to see the new messages. And there we go. Good. Joe can hear me fine. That's great. So the first thing, because this is my vacation, and one of the things I wanted to share with you all, an idea about getting away. And it doesn't mean you have to take a vacation or even spend money. It might just be, figuratively speaking, getting away from whatever the routine is that you've gotten into that may seem like a rut. And I can appreciate where each one of you are coming from, whether you're working or not, is that there may be some fatigue right now. And I know I'm feeling it. It's like, okay, how many Zoom meetings? Hi, Joffrey, good to see you. How many Zoom meetings can I really do in a day and not just get totally fatigued on Zoom meetings? You know what I mean? I just start thinking about it from that perspective. And it reminds me, I did this same stream last year. It was problematic. I was using a different service, and some people could hear me, some couldn't hear me. It timed out after like 2 minutes. I tried to get some Wi-Fi, and there was just a lot of hiccups that happened last year when I did the same stream from virtually the same place on vacation. And the thing I shared back then, and I'll share again now, is change of place plus change of pace equals change in perspective. I started thinking about that from my own perspective, and how there's certain places in my home office is a comfortable, safe place where I spend a lot of time because that's where I do my Zoom meetings and so forth. Where is it for you? Where is it that you go to on a daily basis and you're like, I feel like I never leave this place? Maybe it's a home office or what have you. Sometimes it's saying, okay, if my routine says, get up, get my coffee, go to the home office, check my email, or, maybe it's get up, get your coffee, and walk outside. Just change it up. Change up your routine. Get in a new place. take about a new pace and get some new perspective. And so that what that also allows you to do is clear your mind. And when you clear your mind, it allows you to think and evaluate, is what I'm doing actually getting me results or not? Am I getting the results that I want? And what is the result I really want? And how can I improve my situation? And I really started thinking about that from a job seeker's perspective, because when you get into a situation where you're always maybe looking at the job postings or checking your email or waiting to hear back on an interview, it can get really stressful. And you may not be getting as many interviews as you want, which can be problematic. I mean, we want lots of interviews so that we have something to negotiate from. But the other thing I was thinking, okay, is, many of us may be in a position where we either can't or don't feel comfortable spending the money to go on a vacation. Well, this for us was a low-cost vacation that we had planned and paid for 10 months ago. So we weren't not going to go on the vacation. So we went anyway. So there's always an alternative. Now, does that mean you have to go someplace or plan 10 months in advance? No. It could mean you just get in the car and drive somewhere remote so that you can get a new perspective on things. So what that is doing for me, at least on this vacation, we've been here now, this is, I think, our third day here, is that it took probably a good, almost 48 hours for me to just release and let go of what was in the day-to-day life, so that I can now clear my mind and think about things. So hopefully that isn't the case for you, but getting in some sort of routine outside of the routine is maybe a good idea in terms of getting better perspective on your situation and seeing what is working and what's not. Now, the other thing that getting in a new place in a new in a new and different way is that you're going to make mistakes. So, for example, I came down here. We have a friend of ours that allowed us to use one of their RVs. And the problem was we were putting down the awning and I broke off a piece of the plastic. Anyway, long story short, I broke something and I felt really bad about it. But it was a chance for me to make a mistake and not worry about the day-to-day back at home or what was going on in my life, right? Or the career. So good. Yeah, go to walk before dinner. Absolutely. So it could be a walk before dinner. It could be just just shaking things up a little bit. So if you do your let's say you do your applications in the morning, I don't know, try doing your applications at night, or schedule in applications for a certain day of the week or a certain part of the day. So if you're going to do those applications, that you're not taking up maybe your high energy time doing the data entry and the computer work, because that can get away from you. I know. I mean, I remember going into some of these situations of being unemployed and looking for work, and you get to looking at the internet and making your applications, and before you know it, the morning is gone and it's like 2:00 in the afternoon. And you say, what on earth have I accomplished today other than data entry or research, right? It can be disheartening, really. So, I mean, take a chance and maybe switch it up. Say, all right, I'm going to do all of my applications between, 11 p.m. and 12 a.m. 11 p.m. and 12 a.m. So thank you, Joffrey. It was from Mark Batterson, who's a pastor of a church in Washington, D.C. called National Community Church. And he often talks about this, that change of place plus change of pace equals change in perspective. So this is recorded, so I mean, you can come back and look at it again, but just look up Mark Batterson, change of pace, and you'll probably find it. Yeah, so thanks for that. I appreciate that. So part of getting away, though, is also letting go and freeing yourself from the chains of whatever you're coming from, mentally, physically, emotionally. Just separate yourself from those chains and give yourself an opportunity to think differently. to look at things differently, to evaluate, are you where you want to be, and what do you need to change to get where you want to go? And, when we're talking job search or getting a promotion, that sort of thing, we need to shift gears. A lot of companies now are making announcements of layoffs, and there's an added stress and anxiety in a lot of my clients. And what we're seeing is, hey, those people that can push through the noise, they can push through the anxiety and the stress and the worry. It's almost like tricking yourself to think that it can't happen to you. It just can't happen to you. So, and to move forward, and so one of my clients this week had the best phrase for that is, I'm just looking for the biggest way I can make a contribution. What is the biggest way I can make a contribution? And, it's holding everything else at arm's length long enough to see clearly. So if you need to do that, do it. Hold everything at arm's length long enough. That's what getting away is all about. And so the key word today is away. And then begin. So the two words I want you to think about is away and begin. Where and how do you need to get away? And two, what do you need to begin differently, right? Begin something else differently or new. What new thing do you need to begin? So get away and begin. Begin again. Sometimes just the rest, the relaxation, the focus on something other than the work in front of you really allows you to approach it again. And if you're like me, I feel a little guilty sometimes. So give yourself some grace and forgiveness that, hey, you're getting away. Yes, you're doing that to refuel and to approach this again from a more positive perspective. So, but that's all I really wanted to share with you today. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. I might get out of the car and walk around. It's starting to get a little warm, in here. But if you have questions about career, market planning, that sort of thing, I'm kind of worried about going away from the app that I'm using to try to get to another place. But I was hoping to have a way to get someone come on if they wanted to. Let me see if I can do this. The only way I think you'd be able to do this is to, it's not giving me the link. That's bizarre. Okay, so I'm doing this on my phone. This is the first time I've actually done this. So it's good fun, trying something new, trying to get out of my own skin. Normally I'm in the home office or have more professional surroundings other than my Yukon here. So if you have a question or something you would like to share, by all means, I'm happy to answer. And so I will try to get into the chats here. I know Joffrey's here. Let me see who else is here. Come on. I think I might need to reorient this thing. So I apologize if I go vertical. But it's much easier to read the chats that way. Captions. Let me see here. Nope, it's not letting me do that either. Okay, let's try this again. Sorry about that. Going back down here. Yeah, it's definitely not allowing me to see the chats. Oh, there we go. Wait a minute. There, chat. I'll type in something again. See if that works. Good. All right. Well, I just, again, I wanted to make sure that I kept my promise. I make each one of you a promise that every single Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific time, that I'm going to be here. And I hadn't recorded anything in advance. So if you want to, go ahead. And so a couple things. First of all, I thank you for being part of this community. I want each of you to connect with each other in the chat. Connect with each other on LinkedIn if you can, and schedule time to have a conversation. There's a bunch of free resources I have for you. The first one is the Anatomy of a Networking Conversation. You can download that from our podcast website. That's jobseekersradio.com. Again, that's jobseekersradio.com. You should see it on my profiles on social media. The other thing I would encourage you is to listen to the podcast. So when you're there, register, sign up for the podcast. It's a wonderful production. We've taken kind of a hiatus the last few months because of the pandemic, and so we've put together some new episodes, and we'll be releasing those in the next couple of weeks. So we have that on the burners. And then I have a networking checklist and an interview checklist on my personal website, andrewbeach.com. So if you want to download those, they're available. They're free. I think you have to enter your email and then download those. But just go to andrewbeach.com, and there's a bunch of free resources. I think it's andrewbeach.com/resources. So if you want free stuff, that's where you would find it. There'll be links there as well to my podcast. So just a quick shout out. I appreciate you. Take some time away and begin something new today. All right, folks, take care. Have a great week.